Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today we're going to go over the operational features and test numbers for a passage-making yacht, the Krogen 58. The Krogen 58 EB has a length overall of 63 feet 6 inches, a beam of 18 feet 10 inches, and a draft of 5 feet 4 inches. With an empty weight of 99,230 pounds, 57% fuel, 87% water, and 2 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 108,450 pounds. With the twin 160 horsepower John Deere engines run up to 2340 RPM, our speed topped out at 8.8 knots. Even at that speed, the least efficient for any displacement yacht, she still has a range of 1,696.5 nautical miles. Brought back to a more reasonable 7.5 knots, and her 4-gallon per hour fuel burn worked out to be 1.9 nautical miles per gallon in a range of 2,982.1 nautical miles. Let me say that again. 7.5 knots and nearly 3,000 miles. That's 396 hours of running at that speed, and we're still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 1,760-gallon total fuel capacity. The 58's got an asymmetric layout, so we have side deck only to the starboard side. Let's take a look at that. Average width to the side deck is 23 inches. The bulwarks come up to 29. We've got protection overhead and stairs at midship. At this point, rails top out at 42 inches. Just ahead, control station. This gives us a full view of the whole side of the boat, plus there's another one on the port side. As expected, there's storage inside the bulwarks of the Portuguese bridge, and then doors in the center lead us to the bow. At the working end of the bow, the rails top off at 46 inches. The pulpit is set up for dual anchors. We've got one here. It's a 55-kilogram plow anchor. Swivel just behind, chain stopper, hydraulic Maxwell windlass. There's a man hatch to the port side to get access to the road locker. Fresh and raw water washdowns are right alongside, and foot control switches are to the starboard side. Just ahead, smart plugs and city water inlet. Notice as we go into the pilot house, the windows are slanted forward to knock down glare, plus there's a 20-inch brow extending from the overhead. The pilot house is accessed from a watertight door, and it's a Dutch door. There's one to each side. Now let's take a look at the working end. The panel, trimmed in wood, air conditioning and heating vents just above on both sides of the compass, which is mounted directly in line with the helm. 1, 2, 3 large screens for giving you your data. Engine displays are on the bottom, along with digital displays. Digital controls just to the right, along with the bow and stern thrusters, and the control for the forward-looking infrared camera. There's a beautifully finished wood wheel, and of course we have 2 helm seats. These are by Stid. They adjust up and down, fore and aft, and recline. Always in my videos, I'm looking for a horn button to make sure it stands out, but this a little bit better than the regular horn button. This is from Kallenberg, and it's not only got a button for the horn, pre-programmed controls for the horn as well. In addition to the control stations on the Portuguese bridge, we also have a remote control dockmate, so we can control the boat from anywhere on board. Below there are 1, 2 breaker panels, and notice these have to do with the equipment that's in this location. To the port side, there's a chart table with raised fiddles that double as handrails. There's always something to hang on to here. Storage is underneath. Now, to the starboard side, there's another table, also with fiddles, a storage drawer underneath, and then under that, access to the whole underside of the panel for installations. And notice how everything is nicely labeled here as well. Love the thoughtful touch of making maintenance work very easy with removable panels. No tools, no screws, nothing. Just to the side, there's another table, raised fiddles that double as grab handles again, and also controls for the standard 20 kW generator and the optional 12 kW. Below are the breaker panels for the remainder of the equipment on the boat. 24 volt to one side, 122/40 to the other. We access the flying bridge from the port side door. This leads us to stairs. Now remember, this is an asymmetrical layout, so we don't have a side deck to the port side below, but we do have access from the Portuguese bridge. Now let's look at this helm. It's starboard mounted, dual 16-inch Garmin displays the digital controls over to the right-hand side, engine controls, rudder indicator, bow and stern thrusters, and we also have a Garmin autopilot and a multi-data display. A couple of things when Kadey-Krogen made this EB model. Instead of having just 2 steps to get up to the flying bridge, this one is much more elevated, so you've got a lot better visibility. Notice that this owner enclosed the entire flying bridge in isinglass. Not really a necessary thing to do, because if you do get inclement weather, you can go down to the lower station, but it works for this owner. Lastly, let's check out the engine room. As soon as we enter, we've got a workbench. Down below, Raycor filters. Fuel tank just ahead of me. I have a sight tube for easy checking of the fuel level. There's another fuel tank to the opposite side, 640 gallons each tank. 2 additional tanks to both sides of the engine bring the capacity to 1,760 gallons. So at 7.5 knots, this boat's got a 3,000 mile range. This is a twin engine installation, 160 horsepower each on these John Deeres. They're 4 cylinders. A single installation is standard, and that will be a 325 horsepower John Deere. Aside from the fuel filters that are easily maintainable, got raw water strainers also within easy reach. Your hydraulics for the stabilizers and the windlass are over on the port-hand side. And then we've got a watertight door to the lazarette, easy access to the steering gear, and your water tank. And I can also see the access hatch to the aft deck. Comfortable cruising, range, and quality of build are all the hallmarks of the new Krogen 58. Be sure to look for her features reviewed in another video. For now, I'm Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com. We'll see you on the water.